Karen works for us for Diamond Accelerator, and with over 20 years of experience in the SEO industry, Karen truly is a powerhouse in digital strategy and overall SEO optimization. Karen began her career essentially in web development, and that gave her a deeply rooted technical foundation that really sets her apart in this field. She has unparalleled expertise. She's extremely innovative. I've seen Karen directly impact my clients' revenue with a very short amount of time. And she has a proven track record, which really makes her extremely sought after in this field. So we are incredibly fortunate to have Karen on our team, where her insights and leadership just drive overall growth for so many clients. So Karen is here today to do a live SEO audit. We have Elliot on the call. She is doing an SEO audit for Studio 2121, and she's going to walk you through sort of her practice for SEO optimization.
The first thing I always do when I do an audit is I pop your website into this tool we use called SEMrush. It's a premium tool. It helps us kind of see where you're at right now. And then it's going to help us audit the website and then track progress for your website. So Elliot, I popped it in here, and it looks like, I mean, you have a solid amount of traffic. So let's see here. But I did notice, this is what concerned me. Did you do a redesign or have a change in April of last year?
It was probably about June, July is when the new site changed. But yes.
Okay. So you lost, so this tool right here will show us how many keywords are ranking for your website and where they're ranking. So if you look in like February, March, and April, you had, let's look at April because it was right before the launch, 743 keywords ranking. And if you see the yellow is the top 3, you had 20 in the top 3, and you had 168 keywords in the top 10, which is page 1. Now fast forward to January, you have 12 in the top 10 and 18 in the top 3. So big loss in rankings. And I believe if you did redesign your website and relaunched it with different URLs, that can cause sort of Google to misunderstand the website, or has to re-index it, re-crawl it. If you had backlinks pointing to those old URLs, you no longer have the backlinks. So depending on how it was implemented, that was likely the reason you lost those rankings. It could also be the way the site's set up. So let's dive into that. I will say you didn't, comparatively, you lost a lot of rankings, but you know, your traffic went from 1,600, you know, it looks like you're hovering around 1,000 visitors a month with a little boost here at the end, 1,300. This is all SEO traffic. Any questions so far?
No,
Anybody?
I don't.
Okay, jump in anytime, interrupt me if you have questions, because I might get a little technical. I'll try to speak as clearly as I can. So the next thing I always look at is what you're ranking for currently. So this right here is your branded traffic. This is how much traffic you're getting from your brand. You have a very strong brand. You actually, this is the search volume monthly. 320 people are searching for Studio 2121 every month. 210 for Salon 2121 every month. So you have a lot of branded traffic, which is really, really good. Non-branded is the other half of your traffic. You want this, branded traffic is great, but non-branded is for those people who don't know who you are, right? They're searching for your services and location. So this, you really want to boost this to get those new clients in. I do see your ranking. Let's look at all your keywords that you're ranking for right now. So if I just skim this right here, this means you're showing up in the local pack. That's your Google business profile. Does everybody know the difference between a Google business profile or a local pack ranking and the organic search results?
I would love if you could educate them on that and why it matters to be visible on both.
Absolutely. So let's search for salon, Little Rock, Arkansas. Actually, let's go with med spa, right? This right here, these results, they capture about 45% of the clicks for a given search. This is your Google business profile. Most of you have one. This needs to be optimized as well as your website. This is your organic results. This is where your website's going to rank. So that's sort of the difference. However, if your website's not optimized, it can pull down the rankings for your Google business profile. They sort of work in sync. Google likes to see them match up. They like to see both of them optimized to get high rankings for both. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When you typed in salon, we were at the top there.
You were.
Okay, and then, but on the med spa side, because we got both. We have a med spa salon, and we are, pretty much locally branded as a hair salon, which we just introduced in the last year, med spa services. But yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you are well. I'll say you're doing well for your salon services. I think so. For example, you could do better. You could be #1 with some small changes, and I'm going to show you those.
Okay.
Because as you can see here, and I'm going to go over these next anyway. So let's just dive in. This is what's called your title tag, and this is your meta description. We can control these on the back end. So if you look at your competitor here, you see how they have the city in there?
Yes.
State. You do not have that on your website. So even you're ranking well because you do have a good brand, and you're well known and you're ranking well for salon keywords, but you should definitely have I think your click rate would improve a lot, and you could probably pop into the #1 spot if you put something like voted best salon and med spa in Little Rock, Arkansas, and then put your brand.
Okay.
So optimizing these title tags is something I'm going to go through with you next, because these are probably one of the most important. They're important for click-through rate, and they're important for Google to understand what your page is about. Google wants to show results that people are going to click on. So if it's a local search, they want to see that keyword, that location here, because I think it makes it more clickable. So if you keep scrolling, you can see Little Rock is in almost all of them.
I don't even have a picture on there. I don't know how I even do that.
Yep.
They all have photos on there, and I don't.
Right.
I don't know
yeah, you probably have a spot. You're in WordPress, I believe, that there's a featured image spot that you can put an image in. So that's an easy fix.
I'm on the Wix site. Is what?
Oh, you're on Wix?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably a spot there as well to put one. Google usually pulls something there, so that's something I would look into for sure. But there probably is a featured image spot on Wix as well. All right. So the next thing I usually do is I do what's called keyword research, and this helps us understand what your sort of potential is. How many people are searching for your keywords that are related to your business in your city? So for you, I went ahead and just did keyword research for all your med spa services, because that's what we're focusing on. So I found about 63 keywords, and I did this ahead of time, but I can give you a quick overview of how I did that. So this tool, SEMrush, has what's called the keyword magic tool. And so I put in let's go with laser hair removal. It's always a popular one. Laser hair removal, Little Rock. So this will tell me, this tells me if there's any search volume for that keyword. This is the monthly search volume. So, and it gives me all the other variations of the keyword as well and what their search volume is. It also shows me how competitive or easy it is to rank for this. So I collected all these for all your services under Med Spa, and I put them into a project in SEMrush to see where you're currently ranking for them. So let's go over to it. And this is where you realize that you're not ranking for any of them in the top 20. Only 8 of the 63 are in the top 100 at all. So you have a lot of opportunity. So, and because there's volume there's people searching for these keywords, but you're not showing up. So I actually pulled a PDF report, and I can send this to you if you want, but this just shows all the keywords that I researched. And then this is the location that where you're ranking. And this is the volume. This is the number of people searching for these keywords monthly.
Okay.
So, you know, I did put Botox keywords in there because I did see that you had like coming soon.
Right. Yeah.
And I did throw lash extensions in there. But mostly this is all med spa keywords: facials, dermaplaning, laser hair removal, microneedling. So I can provide this to you. I'll send it to MJ.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to your website. So now we know you're not ranking for much in med spa, so let's go check and see why. So the first thing I always look for is, do you have a page for every service that you offer? Right now I see one for laser hair removal, hydrofacial. I don't know if this lists all of them, probably all of them. So it's very important. That's number one thing you're going to want to do is have a service page for every single service that you have. And that goes back to, because the way you rank, you want that page to pull up, right?
Right.
You want people searching for that keyword, and you want that page about laser hair removal to show up, about Botox to show up, about hydrofacial, so you can really target and optimize that individual page for those service keywords. Does that make sense? That's one of the biggest mistakes I see, is that that there's not a page. Everybody lists their services all on one page.
So what you're saying is, like, where the skin treatment section is that you're there, like every one of those needs to have its own web page. Is that right?
I would say every one of them that has search volume, and you would probably want to. I would do them in priority by highest search volume, which is why I did that keyword research, so you can see how many people are searching for these keywords for these services. So you definitely want one for chemical peels, IPL, hydrofacial. I mean, I would do one for everyone, not just for search engines, but for your users too, for your potential clients coming here and wanting to explore those services more. That is the number one thing. It's really almost impossible to rank. It's really difficult to rank for a service without having its own individual service page.
Okay.
All right. So next, I'm gonna go ahead.
I was going to say is that, you know, when I was the one that was doing all the website stuff up until I figured that I needed some help with it. But from the searches, it looks like I was doing okay myself before I gave it to somebody else to do. But I always say that, like, some things you have to do yourself. It's like trying to pay someone to do your push-ups for you. You know, you gotta, some things you gotta do yourself. So anyway.
I've seen some websites. The hardest thing is when you redesign a website and you don't have an SEO person looking at it. It's really important to have an SEO person looking at it from a technical aspect, because those URLs, if they change, Google has to you start over. You know, if you're getting backlinks from, links help boost your SEO. If you have backlinks from, you know, high authority websites, and you change that URL, that page, it's no longer linking to your website anymore. So you lose that, and then you just lose like the age of the page, the authority of the page. So it's really important. We just did a migration. Juliana redid a website for for the Moore Center, and we just did the migration from, I think they were on, we moved platforms over to WordPress, and I had to go through and make sure every single one of those URLs was still active and matched as we moved it. And it was very successful. But yeah, I've seen a lot of websites tank after they get redesigned. So also things can change. Like you know, what I'm about to show you was probably changed. It was probably good before, and now it's not. So Let me show you. So you do have a page for laser hair removal.
Yeah.
Another little thing I'm going to suggest. So you have a learn more button. Instead of learn more, you want to link the keyword. You want to link laser hair removal, because when Google crawls it, now they know they're crawling a link that goes to laser hair removal, a laser hair removal page, instead of learn more. It helps with the SEO to have it's called anchor text, have a keyword in it. So I would link, as you build these out, I would link everyone with the actual service instead of learn more. All right. So I'm going to click on their laser hair removal page because I want to go over, let me see, meta tags, what I was talking about earlier. These right here, title tag, description tag. So I have a tool that I use. It's called the detailed SEO extension. So this looks at your title and description, what we were just talking about. These are the meta tags. So your laser hair removal page just says laser hair removal voted best salon. I would change this to say laser hair removal in Little Rock, and then probably put your brand after that. Again, for the same reason as we talked about here, having it here. It's important for click-through and it's very important for SEO.
This is the meta tag you said?
Yes. Yep. Meta tags.
Yep.
It's the title tag and the meta description.
Karen, I have a quick question for you. Not
Sure.
to your thought process. How would you approach this if someone was multi-unit? If they had many locations, how would you approach that?
So if there was only 2 locations, I would put both locations in the title tag.
Okay.
There is a character limit here, and you don't want to stuff it with a bunch of locations. But if there's more than that, maybe 3 or 4, I would probably create some location pages, pages that are specific to the service and the location, and make it unique. Awesome. Yeah, so there is ways to do that for sure, but that's a really good question.
Thank you.
Your description's also missing here. So now this is the description right here. What Google will do is pull a piece of a paragraph or a sentence from your web page, which is fine. Most of the time it's fine, but if you can control that, why not? And also, again, better for SEO to have your descriptions filled out. So that's the same across your entire site. If you look at let's look at hydrofacial. Oops. I don't know if it's not linked. Oh, no, it's going. Okay. Again, hydrofacial voted best salon. No city, no state, no description. So that's across your entire site. So that's not a terribly hard fix. And I think if you go to your home page and you update that to put your city in it, you're probably gonna see you're gonna be able to beat your competitors, because you're already up there pretty well for salon keywords and hair salon keywords, but you'll be able to beat them if you just update this title tag. Let me see here. So I would put, because this says home, I would say, I would definitely put hair salon in there. I would put your brand voted best hair salon and med spa, or best med spa, voted best med spa and salon in Little Rock. Yeah. So you definitely want to get that city in there. All right. So where were we? All right. So we're going to go to laser hair removal. First thing was the meta data, the title and the description updated. So second, on-page SEO. So what's on the page that makes you rank high? Your content, right? So, and the structure of your content. Google also looks at the structure. This tool helps me look at that too. Oops. So you have an H1 tag, which is a header tag. I noticed you have 4. You should only have 1 H1. You can have as many H2, H3s, H4s as you want. And this is part of the code. It's your headers. It's your headings here. So I would change that.
Because it was the H1, you can only have one
One
H1.
each one. And it should include your keyword. So I would say laser hair removal in Little Rock AR. So I would update your H1 to have the keyword targeting in it, and then make sure there's only one, and the other ones should be H2, H3s. And so also the content, it's a little thin. There's not a ton of content on the page. Google likes, they like to digest the content, and they want to see that, you know, you're not just putting laser hair removal on the page. You also have related keywords. So you've got some of them here. Razor burn would be a related keyword. But there's not many, there's very little content on here. You're going to want to beef this content up a bit. And I'll show you how I do that. Usually when I see this, I would, at the very bottom of the page, I would put an FAQ. I'd remove this FAQ because this is the same one you have across the entire website. I would just do it specific to laser hair removal.
Okay.
Because you're duplicating it across the website, so it doesn't look unique. And I use a tool called CORA, and I'm going to show you. This is where it might get a little technical, but this isn't a very well-known tool. It's not really mainstream, but I've been trained on it by the person who created it. And what it does is I put the keyword laser hair removal Little Rock in here. This is the keyword we're targeting. I had to put, you're not ranking in the top 100, so I actually had to force you down here. But what it's going to do is it's going to, if I run this report, I'm going to click on your competitors. I did the top 3, and it's going to analyze your page versus these 3 competitors' page that are ranking. These people are ranking 1, 2, and 3 for this keyword, little laser hair removal Little Rock. And it's going to tell me, the report's going to tell me what they're doing, what keywords are on their page that are not on your page.
I love it.
Yes. Yep. So it looks, the report it spits out is a little, this is, I had to be trained on it because this is what it looks like. It's the guy who trained me, his name's Ted Cabantas. He runs the YouTube channel SEO Fight Club. He's awesome. He's really brilliant. So he trained me on how to do this, but he calls it tuning, which what I call on-page optimization. So this gives you sort of a roadmap. This is I ran that report that I just showed you. It takes like 10 minutes, so I did it ahead of time. And it spit out all these suggestions on what I can do. So right here, it's telling me you need the keyword rock. I know it means Little Rock, right? It's telling you I need these keywords in your meta description, and it says has meta description. You don't have one. It's telling you need one. Entities is what I'm going to talk about next. It's telling me that you need more entities, which are keywords, related keywords, in your H2 and H3 tags. Now this is what I'm going to show you. This is the entities report. These are the related keywords to laser hair removal. I'm sorry if this is getting a little complicated. Is everybody following me so far?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, great. So this shows, these are the entities, these are the related keywords. See, it's got things in here like razors, waxing, hair removal, skin type. Some of these aren't related, chin. But what I would do is I go through the ones that are related and I highlight them yellow. And then I look over here and it tells me how many of these keywords are on your page. Well, some of them, a few of them are, but so I look where your zeros are, and as Ted would say, make them one, make them one. If it's a related keyword, you know, and you have to use your brain when you're going through these. Like, I'm not gonna put plastic surgery, but upper lip might be one for laser hair removal. Do people do laser hair removal on their upper lip? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Merry Christmas, that's just a one-off. These people probably had holiday specials on their laser hair removal page, so that's why they included this. But that's not what I'm going to include. So, and then the same with LSI keywords. It's the same thing. It's got all these related bikini, hair follicles is one that I always make sure I have on the laser hair removal page. And so what I do is I go through these all. I see where you have none. And if it's related, I put all these keywords in a list, and then I create an FAQ out of them, and I put it at the bottom of your page. And that just adds so many relevant related keywords so that Google really understands, wow, you really know what you're talking about when it comes to laser hair removal in Little Rock. And I can show you an example of how we have done this.
So Karen,
so it's,
go ahead, Elliot. Go ahead, Elliot.
no, I just want to be sure that I understand. So when you do these keywords, the Google, when it crawls to my site or whatever, it's looking where, however I can get those keywords into the H2 or whatever, I have to get them in there in conversation, like some kind of way.
Yeah, right? So that's why I always do. So some of these, the roadmap tells me where I can put more variations of the keywords, but basically it wants it anywhere on the page for these, what I was just talking about, anywhere on the page, so that you look like you fully understand what laser hair removal is, because all these related keywords are things that Google expects to see on a laser hair removal page. But naturally, of course, we can't just copy this and throw it in there. It has to be naturally in there. So I'll show you what we've done.
While you're looking at that, Karen, we have about 1 minute left. So I just want to ask a question. Obviously, because you are a professional in this field, we have so many fancy tools that we can utilize. If someone is in charge of their own SEO and they don't have those tools, how do you suggest for them to identify where their areas of opportunity are, or is there no way for them to identify those areas of opportunity and they do need to bring in a professional?
Well, I mean, you could probably do searches for, you do need a tool to know, what your search volume is. But if you know what your keywords are, and if you know that they get search volume, then you could just search and see where you're ranking. But yeah, it's a little difficult.
A lot more footwork if there's no team behind it with the resources that you have.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah. It's not, it's not rocket science, but it's certainly not something that, and then you also have to be able to work with your website.
Right.
So, but to do it really well, this tool, CORA, is a game changer. And I was just about to show you real quickly. We don't have any extra time. Can we go over?
Yeah, just quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, med spa consultant. So before I came on to Diamond, we didn't rank anywhere in the top 100 for this, and we're number 2. And I used that tool CORA on the page, and I crawled it, and then I found all the related keywords, and I made this FAQ down here. It's a lot of content, but it's all relevant, and it worked really well. Google crawled this. They're like, they really know what they're talking about, because I've got these keywords in here that are relating to consulting. We did the same for med spa marketing, I believe, too. Med spa marketing agency. Again, we weren't anywhere in the top 10. We're number 1 now, or top 100. I don't think we showed up at all. And I just added these FAQs in here with some of those related keywords in them, so that I was able to get from CORA, and CORA understands because they look at our top 3 competitors to see what keywords are on their page. So
Karen, you said that the person who told you about CORA was SEO Fight Club, is that right?
SEO Fight Club, yes. Well, CORA was brought to me from Matthew, from our CEO, but Ed, the person created it, is on SEO Fight Club. It's a YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube channel? Okay, that's right.
Awesome. Any questions for Karen? I would love for you guys to take advantage of her expertise. So in summary, what I take from this, honestly, if I was a med spa owner, practice manager, this would be really hard to achieve without a team of professionals like Karen, identifying where to optimize your website, where we need to get you to be visible on the local and national Google Pack. So definitely take advantage if you're not on our SEO system already. I would absolutely, if you're tackling these efforts independently, I would absolutely join us so that Karen can do a deep dive and optimize your searchability. Any questions that you have for Karen while we have her on? I want to make sure you guys take this opportunity to take advantage of her knowledge.
Okay, I didn't want to just hog Karen, but so the services that Karen offers is available through Diamond Accelerator. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. So Karen essentially will do your website maintenance and your SEO. So doing deep dives into your website and into where you are ranking. She can optimize, like she mentioned, she took Diamond from not even in the 100 to #1 for consulting. So, and that's what brought all of you here. So her efforts are unmatched. I've watched her take my clients' revenue and make really significant changes in just a very short amount of time, just based on where you guys are appearing. If you are not currently doing anything with SEO and you're trying to manage it yourself, Karen really just demonstrated here how much time and energy goes behind figuring out exactly what keywords you need to hit, where your biggest areas of opportunity are. So if you guys want Karen to start getting to work on this right away, just let me know and I'd be happy to have you join her.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Can I add one thing if we have time to that?
Yeah, please.
So I was going to go over, we do also with the SEO, you get 1 blog post a month. That's written by, we have an excellent med spa writer. She's so good. But those help with what's called topical content clustering. So after that stuff's all done that I talked about, your service page is optimized. What we do is we create a content cluster around it. So I'm going to just show you a quick diagram. The pillar content, that's going to be your service page. That's your laser hair removal service page. These right here are blog posts that are related to laser hair removal. For example, is laser hair removal safe? How many treatments do I need? And then what happens is the service page links to the blog post back to the service page, and this creates a topical content cluster that really shows Google you are an authority. So after the on page is done, you're going to see some improvement. You're going to continue to increase your rankings by adding related content and linking it and creating those topical authoritative content clusters. So that is something that we also include in SEO, is 1 blog post a month.
I was going to ask, since we're talking a little bit about time, what would the time frame be where you would start to see, improve ranking and improved, I guess, revenue generation?
So it all depends, but for if your title tags, like the example I showed for Elliot, aren't optimized, he's going to see some improvement right away. If you need to build, if you're pretty well optimized and you just need to build content clusters, that that can take 3 to 6 months to see significant improvements. So usually our clients see a small boost and then over time a bigger boost. Let me show you, if we have time, a quick some results that I have seen, I've gotten for our clients. Is my screen still shared?
Yes.
It is. Okay, good. So we had a client that really wanted to focus on head spas. So over the last year, let's look at the last year. This is their SEO traffic. They went from, hardly any clicks all the way up here. Yeah. And they're #1 for head spa hot springs. And I'll show you real quick what I was talking about with those topical content clusters. Head spa hot springs, this is them. So the first thing we did was create a blog for them. And we put up 3 posts on head spas. And they just skyrocketed. This may not happen to everyone, of course, but they really did well. They're doing excellent. So yeah, so you can see it sometimes pretty quickly, and sometimes it takes a minute.
I guess the spas in Arkansas really like Diamond Accelerator.
Or the clients really like head spas, right? So yeah, we have seen some really good, I can show you some other results. Laguna Med Spa's done really well too. Over the last 16, I mean, it's going to look, they've done really well too. This is their least recent. I mean, it's the Body Elite one was just it's so sharp that it looks crazy. They really bounced up quickly, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Cool.
so much, Karen. This was so helpful. I know I learn a lot from you every time we talk. It's just you're a wealth of knowledge, and I just appreciate you hopping on here to educate us a little bit on how to improve like SEO efforts. I really appreciate your expertise.
Absolutely. Any other questions, Elliot, on your website? You can shoot them over to MJ, and I'll send you that PDF of those keywords too, if you're curious.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Anyone interested in utilizing SEO with Diamond, just shoot me an email, Elliot. We can get you started. And thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys have a great day.